So here's what I'm doing with all my money in 2021. I will share the rationale behind all my decisions, so why some money's going here and some money's going there, etc, to give you hopefully a better idea of what you should be doing or what you could be doing. But just remember, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just a random dude in a maroon shirt talking to a camera in his bedroom. So do your own research before investing your money. I'll split this into 6 different categories. So we have debt, we have housing, we have crypto, we have cash, and we have my investments. So all of those that was 5, and the 6th one is pensions. And we'll start off with number 1, which is debt. Currently I have 0 debt. If I did have debt, then I would use the Dave Ramsey snowball method in order to snowball myself out of debt and become closer to financial freedom. The only debt that someone could arguably say is debt is my student loan. So I don't see it as debt, I see it as a tax. The reason for this is it doesn't impact my credit score and you don't see it actually coming out of your own account. So for me, it doesn't count. But I know there are people that have the opposite view and they're entitled to that, but I think I'm right. I'm joking, of course, you can have your opposite view. I will not fight you unless there's £1 million on it, so ring ring, I'm waiting. The only debt that I actually probably will end up getting into is mortgage debt. So obviously when you buy a house, most of the people in the world do not pay for their homes in cash. I see this as good debt because you can leverage and build wealth that way. However, this will not, for me anyway, will not be for a while. And speaking of housing, that's the second point. So number 2 is housing. So for housing, Ruby, my girlfriend, and that sounds like 3 people, it's only 2. We are contributing to our lifetime ISA, which we currently use on Moneybox. We've been adding to this since we left university, and hopefully it will give us enough money for a house, or a princess castle as Ruby likes to call it. This scheme by the government allows you to save and invest your money, and they'll actually give you a 25% bonus up to £1,000. So if you put £4,000 in, you will get a £1,000 bonus every single year. So I love this product. Within the lifetime ISA, you can actually choose between a cash ISA or a stocks and shares ISA. The cash ISA, you'll get a small return on top of the lifetime ISA bonus. However, if you do it in a stocks and shares ISA, you can get a return on your investment because that money will be invested into an index fund. The only reason that I invested in a stocks and shares ISA is because I knew that it would take more than 5 years for me to use this money. So that's a good minimum target if you are investing in the stocks and shares ISA. If you think that you will buy a house before 5 years, then maybe it's better to stick it in a cash ISA, because if the market drops when you need the money, you may be missing out on a bit of money. So that is the risk that I'm willing to take, as it's over 5 years. My lifetime ISA is currently sat at £13,578, which is pretty darn good. Pretty darn happy about it. And overall it's up 58%, which includes the bonus and of course the investment gains from the index funds that it is invested into. So a lot of gains there, and it's nice. Oh God, can't believe I did that again. Our target is to get 20k each into our lifetime ISA, which will give us a huge deposit depending on what kind of house we want to buy, of course, and will allow us to get a good rate on our mortgage. So hopefully we can do that, hopefully we can get to that point, but we've still got a long way to go. So far in 2021, I've only actually put in 500 quid because I'm stacking cash for when I leave my job, my runaway bride fund, as I like to call it. So I've only been doing £5 a month, and I did like a bigger £100 deposit last month, I think, just to get the ball rolling a little bit. But once I made that transition into my runaway bride job, then I will hopefully be able to max out my lifetime ISA and contribute the additional 3,500 and get that one step closer to 20,000 in my lifetime ISA. So fingers crossed. And number 3 is pensions. This is quite boring, I know. However, it's actually really important, and there are a few tricks that you can do in order to get the best out of your pension. So for me, I have 2 pensions. I've got 1, which is my workplace pension, and then I've got 2, which is my Moneybox pension. My workplace pension is with Legal and General, and my work do a really good pension scheme, so I can deposit 6% of my annual salary into my pension per year, and they'll actually match that 6%. So this is a maximum, so I'm taking full advantage of that. If I hadn't looked at it and I hadn't changed this, it would have actually only done 3%, which I don't think is very good. It's not really going to touch the sides. So I'm glad that I checked and I sort of doubled my contributions for not really much out of my pocket. But I think it's a really, really good idea if you at least match what your employer is going to pay you. So this is your sign to go and check that your match is actually working. You've actually got the most amount of benefit from your pension, because you might not see a huge difference now, but in 20, 30, 40 years when you retire, you will thank me and you'll call me up and be like, Euan, I know you're on the beach and you're a millionaire, blah, 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 but I just wanted to say thank you because I'm a millionaire too. Just sitting up the road. So my pot is now at £7,580, which I think is pretty good considering it's only 3 years of work and my salary is not that huge, so I'm very happy with that. And the fact that my employer actually contributes 6% is pretty good. It's basically free money, so if you're not doing it, do it. And these are the funds that my pension are invested into, so if you want to see those, then that's what they're invested into. The second pension is with Moneybox, and this is actually a personal pension. I started this maybe the end of last year, and I basically wanted to do this so that when I do leave my job and do YouTube full time or whatever I want to do with my business, then I have a pension to fall back on. So it's only a beginning and I'm not contributing loads at the moment. However, when I do leave my job, obviously I'll be missing out on that workplace pension and that 6%, so I'm going to have to start contributing that myself. So not ideal, but we'll get it done. So I have nearly £1,000 in this personal pension. I have around £400 in the BlackRock Life Path Index Fund, and also £506 in my Fidelity World Index Fund. As of right now, I'm only putting £5 in a week, which is, again, not very much, but I will have to contribute a lot more when I do leave my job, so probably £25 to £50 a week in order to sort of match what I was doing before. And because I will be self-employed, it actually acts as a write-off, so it actually pays to pay into pension if you are self-employed, so make sure you do that if you are self-employed. And number 4 is cryptocurrency. So this is a newer one. I have around £350 in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this changes obviously quite daily because the fluctuations of the market in Bitcoin and Ethereum are just a bit crazy. And I haven't really added too much recently. However, I do trickle in a bit now and then, which I think is a good idea because it is a bit up and down, so dollar cost averaging is the way to go with Bitcoin and Ethereum. I do really need to set up automatic payments, but all of my money is going into my runaway bride fund and I'm just stacking cash, so we'll get there eventually. So number 5 is cash. In my bank account currently I have around £7,000 in cash, which is used for emergency fund, living expenses, tax, holidays, car payments, etc, etc. And of course my runaway bride fund. And number 6 is my investments. Obviously save the best till last. So let's start with the smallest first. So I actually invested in Moneybox, so the company Moneybox, not just their product Moneybox. I bought 100 shares at £3.50 each, so £350 of Moneybox shares. I did this through Crowdcube. Companies use this as a crowdfunding source, so if they are raising capital to do something with their business, then they can use this site. And for me, I've been using this platform for a while and I really like it, and that's why I invested in it, because I love this product, I use it, and I think it's going to be a really good product for the UK, and hopefully I'll get a decent return on it too. I only invested as much as I'm willing to lose, because essentially this is a startup business and it's a private business, so the risk is significant in comparison to investing in, let's say, Coca-Cola, which is a 150-year established company. So investing in Moneybox is a completely different risk profile. I'm prepared to lose all of that money. Hopefully I don't, obviously, but I am prepared if that does happen. And my second smallest investment is actually Genuine Impact. So I've talked about Genuine Impact on this channel before because I do like their product and I do use their product for researching stocks. And they actually did some crowdfunding through Crowdcube as well. So I decided to buy some shares through that. These shares are worth around £400 at the moment, and it was actually projected that there would be a 32x return. So I'm not sure how accurate that is and if that will even materialize. But again, I did not put any money in that I was not willing to lose. For me, that's enough startup investments because it is risky and I think I need to reduce my risk profile a little bit, because for me, ETFs and index funds are more my vibe, basically.
My vibe.
The third is my Trainee 212 free shares. I currently got around £1,500 in there from all of you lot, so thank you very much if you did sign up. I know it's probably a long time ago because I haven't been allowing new accounts, so I don't know what's going on there, but let's not talk too much about that. All of these shares are essentially my leave my job fund again and my tax fund, because I'm going to have to pay tax on all the income that I make from these free shares and everything else. So they're going to stay in there until I need to use it, or I need to pay tax, or I run out of cash and have to use it to pay my rent. but let's hope it doesn't get that far. Fourth and finally is my investments into my ISA. So currently I use Trading 212 and I've just got just under 20k in there. So hopefully by next month I'll be over 20k. But we'll see, we'll keep going, we'll keep grinding away, and hopefully we'll get that 20k. This portfolio down the line is hopefully going to pay me enough dividend income to live off. However, that will be a long time coming, depending on how much I add. So I'm going to chill for a bit, invest as much as I can, and we'll just let that snowball into a massive pile of money. So we'll see what happens, but that is the plan. So that has been what I'm doing with all of my money in 2021. All of these amounts and pots add up to a 50k net worth, which is pretty good at age 25. So I'm very happy about that, and hopefully we can continue and grow to that millionaire status as soon as possible. So obviously I won't be retiring anytime soon, but I will be letting that compounding effect compound and compound and compound and do its job, because it's one of the wonders of the world, and compounding is the real secret to long-term wealth building. So you've got to get it on your side. Anyway, enough from me. I hope you've got some value of this video and you've enjoyed it. If you have, please press the like button, subscribe, comment, all those things. And if it does get 1,000 likes, then I'll do the top comment. So the world is your oyster. I'm not a millionaire, but I'm trying to help you become one. So peace. Also, get your free shares in the link in the description.